Hello students, today I am here with a totally different topic, vocabulary. Now you must have heard this word many times, especially in school, isn't it? The hard words, vocab words, keywords, this is how you are told to do it in school, right? Now, many a times we don't understand that why we need or what is the need or first of all, what is vocabulary? So let us understand what is vocabulary. So vocabulary is a list of collection of words or of words and phrasally usually used in. So it can be a collection of words. Okay. A pair of shoes. It can be just a word. Beautiful. Then phrases, break out, like that. Okay, so these are all vocabulary, all words put in different forms. Now, why is it important? It is important in all the skills, in listening, in speaking, in writing and in reading. Right. So, now let us see each one how they are important. Now, when we are listening, words we hear others use. If our vocabulary is not good, if we don't have knowledge of many words, so sometimes it may happen what the speaker is saying you're not able to understand because you don't know the meaning of that word. Right? Then speaking. Words we use when we talk. If you don't have enough vocabulary, it becomes very difficult to express your idea. Now you have it in your mind, but you don't have the right words to speak so that the listener can understand what you want to convey. So for communication, speaking, oral communication. Then reading vocabulary words we recognize in print. So all the books that you are reading in school, your story books, so many books in the library, the magazines, the newspapers, and so many other texts when you are browsing. Then the next point is writing vocabulary. Writing means words we use when we write. You are writing a composition, you are writing a letter, a report, article, just a message. So you should know what kind of words to use. Simple example is when we do formal letter and informal letter, isn't it? So we know that formal letter has a fixed format, fixed words. I cannot write a letter to my principal and begin with, "Hi sir, how are you?" Isn't it? So writing vocabulary is also very much important. At the same time, the right kind of words to describe a situation or visit. So these are the need while you are writing. Next one is reasons why vocabulary matters. Reasons why vocabulary matters. So we know that in these 4 skills it is required. Then what is the other reason? It improves reading comprehension. Research has shown that kids need to understand 98% of the words they read to understand what they are reading. So if you have a passage of 100 words, right? So 98 words meaning you should know in that passage to fully understand what is written there. Got it? So if we don't know meanings of, not all, but at least if we don't know the meaning of 50% words in the passage, it makes no sense because we will not understand only what the writer is trying to convey. And that is the reason why you find comprehension passages so difficult to answer, especially when it comes to poem. It's important to language development. Very simple example, when you see a small baby developing speech, they start with 1 or 2 words, isn't it? Maybe mama, ma, baba, papa, something like that. And then it keeps on increasing and suddenly you will see the child can speak so many words. So, language development. The more they are hearing, the more they are speaking, the more they are speaking. right? So if we have ideas and we cannot talk, then we will not be able to communicate properly with the person in front of us. Communicating ideas. It can be while writing, it can be while speaking. Expressing yourself in writing. Yes, expressing. Here also. You can express in a simple language. I saw a big lion. And if you have a rich vocabulary, then you may write it as I was passing by. I saw a ferocious lion sitting under a huge tree. You see, there are so many things added to the same situation. Occupational success. This is also very, very important. Supposing you have gone for an interview, right? There also you cannot say hi sir, hello sir. Yes, there is a way of saying. There are some fixed way to answer the questions that they are asking. So, fixed way means you have to know those fixed words, what to speak. Yes. So, if you have learned or if you are aware of 10 such words, naturally when you are speaking, you create a different kind of impression. So, it is very, very important. Next. Now we are going on speaking about vocabulary, its uses, reasons. But how to increase the vocabulary? Yes, we cannot sit with a dictionary and start learning the word meanings of the words from the first A letter to the last Z letter. Isn't it? It is not possible. So there are simple ways through which we can increase our vocabulary. Playing word games in apps. So in your mobile you can download this word champ, word crossword, then there are more such word games, and you can just play there and you can see how your how your score increases and you go to the next level, because as the level goes higher the word becomes difficult. Memory games. Suppose 10 of you are sitting or 5 of you are sitting and you start a memory game of say names of places or words which express feelings. Yes, and you have 3 rounds. So you see how many new words you have learned, because their words are not repeated. Maintaining a personal workbook. Now this is done on a personal level. You can maintain a word book. So all the new words that you are coming across throughout the day, whether it is in school or whether it is from somewhere else you have heard or picked up. Sometimes your teachers also use unfamiliar words, unfamiliar to you especially. So you make a note, you put it down in a book of yours, and then you time and again go through them, you know the meanings, and then you start using them when you are speaking or when you are writing. Playing word building games. So this, suppose you have the word aeroplane. So you use the letters A, E, R, O, P, L, A, N, E, all these letters to form new words like P, L, A, N, E, plane, P, L, A, N, plan, right? So, but all these words must be meaningful. Knowing as many synonyms and antonyms, right? Now, supposing you are using the word big 10 times in a passage or a piece of writing or a paragraph. So there are synonyms for this word, isn't it? This could be huge, it could be large, it could be enormous, it could be magnificent, right? So depending on what kind of writing it is, you can use these synonyms and antonyms also. And these lists are there in your grammar books, or you can just download them from the internet also and keep on going through them. At least 5 minutes a day is enough. Extensive reading regularly, not just reading your textbooks, but beyond that. You can read newspapers, your story books, your magazines, or you can open some topic of your interest on the net and just read that. So 10 minutes of extensive reading every day, 10 to half an hour would be the best, but if you can afford 15 minutes, that's also very good. Using a dictionary, very important, because I don't know the meaning of a word and then I just ignore and I keep on reading. So it doesn't help, isn't it? Because what the writer is able to convey, I am not getting the full message because I don't know the meaning. So it's better immediately you look for the meaning and keep it in your mind, whether it could be in your mother tongue also, but you should know the meaning of that word. Listening to stories is also very, very important, because when you listen to stories, the audios, or sometimes even when you're watching a video, there are also many new words come, or you know for a particular situation what kind of words to be used. You have word building video games also, so you can learn a lot of new words from there, right? Now the next one. Some more strategies to improve vocabulary. Now these are something which can be done very relevantly in school or in your projects also, through vocabulary trees, right? You make a tree and then suppose it's an apple tree and all the things related to apple you can write there. Okay, it's red, green, yellow, it's juicy, then fleshy, few seeds, it is what kind of climate, and so many things associated with it, right? Then word walls, most of the time you have it in the school, or the new words, or in the initial words when the child is learning the sounds. Root words. Now many big words actually come from a root, a small word, and sometimes these words are not even English words, they come from a French, Latin and some other language also, because English has a combination of these. Building words by adding prefix and suffix. Very common prefix, if I add un to happy, it becomes unhappy. So the prefix adding also has rules. What kind of prefix means what? Okay, clean, unclean, you can see it's just the opposite when I add un, and then suffixes when it is added at the end. Like to dictate, I add ion, it becomes dictation, totally a different word. Word formation charts. There are so many compound words. Butter and fly, butterfly. Sun and rise, sunrise, isn't it? Cup and boat, cupboard. So these kind of things also you can make. Using the new words learned in sentences while writing and speaking. So this is the very important point. There is no point in learning so many meanings when I don't know or when I am not using it where it is required. Expand the knowledge of nouns, verbs, adjectives. Yes, adjectives. I can give you an example. A creepy caterpillar crawled on a crumpled paper. Yes, I've used so many adjectives. So they add to the beauty of the language, they help in expressing your ideas, they help in understanding the noun, so many things. So all these are the vocabulary examples of enriched vocabulary. Right. Then let's see what is next. Word building game. Just now I told you one example. Here is another example. Carpenter. And these are the words that I have formed. Car, pen, pent, enter, repent, par, per, part. So you see there are many more you can make from this. But these words, whichever you make, they have to be meaningful word. I just can't write TER. It has got no meaning. Okay. So whenever we make this or play this word building games, whichever word you form, it has to have a meaning. Then there's another game which can be played easily. You can choose any shape and randomly write some alphabets which comes to your mind. Here I have R, A, M, S, O, P, T. These I have used them to form 3-letter, 4-letter words, and these are all meaningful words. And I found a word game in the net also. Here you see the test tubes are drawn, and in the test tube some words are written. Letters are written randomly. And from each test tube you have to pick up one letter and form a meaningful word. So these are the type of games which you can design yourself and play, especially when you go for picnic, you have a birthday party, or now you have a lot of time at home, you are getting bored, you can call a friend and play this, play with your parents. These are very interesting games to be played, right? Then there is theme based vocabulary. Now I have a picture of a house here, so whenever I think of a house, these are the kind of words that come to my mind. Flat, apartment, windows, doors, furniture, roof, rooms, protection, family, rest, garden. There are so many more things that may come to your mind the moment you hear the word house, isn't it? So same way, if you are talking about a marketplace, then there are fixed word. We don't go to a market to rest, so we cannot use that. But then there will be shops, there will be customers, then there will be so many names of the shops, then there will be the different names of the items that is sold there, isn't it? It could be a departmental store, then there will be different sections selling different things, right? So then if I am talking about a park, then the vocabulary used for a description of a park will not be the same as a market. So these are theme based vocabulary. So sometimes you can just choose some theme of your own and start writing the words related to that theme which is coming to you. And then you can look up the synonyms for that, some of the words, or antonym for some of the words. So this is a solo game. You can play it for yourself alone. And this is very helpful in writing, especially when you are writing an essay, when you are writing a paragraph, means descriptive writing or narrative writing. It's very, very important if you know what kind of words to use. Like if you notice when you study maths, there are fixed terms, right? Like if I am learning about addition, I learn the term sum, add, all together, put together, one more, isn't it? How much more to add? Now these terms you don't learn in social science or science, isn't it? Very less. But when you are doing maths, these terms come repetitively, right? Same way when you are studying maths, the simple, especially in the lower classes also, you don't study about heavenly bodies or the soil structure and things like that. So every subject also has its own vocabulary. You will see in your science books sometimes there are some specific terms used. They will say it is a biological name, botanical name, because they have a fixed term. Same thing happens when you are studying social studies or social science. Cultivation, agriculture, period, then kingdom, and all these things keep on coming repetitively. Yes, sources, then many more such words, latitudes, longitudes, so many things. Yes, when you are reading a story, maybe all those terms will not come. If you are reading a novel, it may not have all those terms. So these are called theme based vocabulary. So you must know according to the theme which are the right words to be used there. So I hope next time you are asked to learn word meanings or find out new words or do an exercise on keywords, you will not find it boring or repetitive once you know why they are important. Because in school usually you get it to use to make sentences, write word meanings, isn't it? But it is far beyond that. The rich your vocabulary, the well you speak, the fluid your language, the easier for you to comprehend text. Thank you.